Today's episode comes to you straight from the Foundation Insurance Services podcast studio, your home for elevating voices, inspiring leaders, and building the community one conversation at a time. If you're enjoying the journey, we'd love for you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these stories reach even higher.
What am I going to do? Start over? I'm X age, right? And you're like, no, you can always do that. And while it is scary and uncertain and probably makes you sick to your stomach, you always have that choice to become someone you want to be.
Hey there, welcome back to Above and Beyond, where excellence meets elevation. I'm your host, Jan Simon, and this season we're raising the bar, diving into the passion, purpose, and defining moments of leaders who don't just aim high, they live there. Big ideas, real stories. Let's get into it. Today's guest is someone who has built a career and a life on the beautiful edge between chaos and creativity. She's an Arizona native, an animal lover and twin mom, and a digital marketing strategist turned founder who learned this craft the real way through trial, error, late nights, and those corporate experiences that teach you exactly what not to do. Instead of breaking her, those early challenges became the backbone of her success. They shaped her into the kind of marketer who leads with strategy, moves with heart, and genuinely gets things done. But at home, that's where the real magic happens. Between chasing twin toddlers and caring for a small zoo of furry friends, she has mastered the art of patience, precision, and adaptability, skills that show up in every campaign she creates. That balance fuels her creativity and keeps her grounded in her why, helping people and pets thrive. She drinks too much coffee, she embraces the unpredictable, and she wouldn't trade her joy-filled, slightly wild life for anything. Let's dive into the story behind the brand, the mom, the founder, and the force that is Ryelee Ponce of LZR Marketing and Early Bird Strategies.
Wow.
Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for coming on. So the way we always start this show, tell me about young Ryelee.
Oh.
Wait. First, tell me about your name, because it is spelled completely different than any Ryelee I've ever known in my life.
Yes.
Is that something you made up, or was that like your
Oh,
parents
no.
smoking dope and they named you that?
My mom swears that she never did any drugs. I don't believe her.
Okay.
Because of my name. But yeah, it given to me at birth. My name, this is embarrassing, but she will still claim that she wanted to name me Shaka Dawn.
Oh my God.
What? Woman. And thank God for my dad, because he was the reason that she didn't.
No kidding.
Thank God.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Dad. MVP. Yeah, so came up with Ryelee.
Ryelee. And it's Ryelee.
Correct.
So
Yep.
kind of like Jamie Lee.
Yes, I have a sister
Ryelee.
named Jamie. She's named after Jamie Lee Curtis.
No kidding.
Yes.
Got Lee in the second
But
child.
it was Jaime. So always gets messed up.
Yep.
And then we have Andy, which is Andi.
Okay.
Like Andy Ott.
Yep.
Then we have Stephanie, that's Stefanie.
They just couldn't go with the
I'm
normal,
like,
could
what?
they?
Like, how?
It's
so,
okay.
And then I have a brother, Gregory, so he's normal.
I was going to say, how
All
do you
the
mess
women-
that one
I'm like, all the women. Okay, and then there's
Gregory.
just Gregory.
Greg. My dad's name is Greg.
Old Greg.
That is kind of an old name, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We named my daughter Alex, and it's Alyx.
Oh, I like that.
So,
Yeah.
and it's just Alex. It's not Alexandra or Alexandria or anything like that. It's just Alex. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so let's go back.
Yeah.
Young Ryelee.
Young Ryelee.
You grew up here.
Yes. I'm an Arizona native, which is not as uncommon now as it was when I was a kid or younger.
Yep.
But yeah, born in Mesa, raised in Chandler, and live in our childhood home
Still today?
still today.
No kidding.
Yep.
Gosh.
Liz and I, 3 months after dating, moved in with my dad and my stepmom, gutted the house, re-renovated everything, like floors, paints, ceilings, light fixtures, yard, everything. They retired, moved to Mexico.
Huh.
We stayed in the house, bought it from them, and that's where we're raising our family now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, does it look anything like it did when you were a
No.
kid? So completely different.
We completely changed like everything.
That's crazy.
Even the way that the rooms are like laid out.
Uh-huh.
Like now we use the old living room as our dining room, and then the old like formal dining room that would never get used is
Yeah.
now our living room. So
Okay.
This makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, but It doesn't look anything like when I see old pictures, I'm like, whoa,
That's
that's
crazy.
this house. That's crazy. But
That's crazy. We have, I don't know what it is, but we've got that, the formal living room, the formal dining room, the dining room, the living room.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we've got a living room and a dining room that don't,
It's
except for
nothing.
maybe
Yeah.
one time a year, get used,
Right.
hold furniture. And I think it'd be nice. Let's put a wall right here. We'll make a big pantry, butler's pantry with a big island inside. But
yeah.
then it's like, kind of.
And you're
Anyways,
like, that's really expensive. And then we have wild ideas like that all the time. I'm like, let's knock out this entire wall. And people are like, is that load bearing? I'm like, right. I don't know.
I don't know. We can put a stick up, hold
It's
it up.
fine. Like, just leave part of the wall.
We'll find out when we take it out.
Yeah. So
So you grew up in
in Chandler,
Chandler. What high school did you go to?
I went to Perry.
Perry High School.
Yeah.
And I was reading, you played in the orchestra.
Yes. I was a violinist for 13, 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I started in elementary school with my friends because I was like, I don't want to be in general music. They're in a cool class. Like, I'm going to go do that. And then
Yeah.
I was the only one that stuck with it. And I loved it. I was obsessed with my violin. Pretty much if I wasn't at work or swim or cross country, I was in my room playing my violin, practicing.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very competitive with it.
So I was never in orchestra. I was in band.
Okay.
And when they had enough individuals in each section, there were chairs,
Yep.
like first, second
Yep.
chair. Were you one of those numbered chairs, or
First.
were you?
Yeah.
You don't exist to me anymore.
It's over. Canceled.
Yeah.
Stop the show.
Done. What's your favorite thing to play? Did you ever get into like hillbilly rock or anything like that on your?
No, my papa always he's like, play the fiddle. And I'm like, what? So I would say because I was a lot in like just high school orchestra, junior high, it was a lot of just normal orchestra. People who've been in orchestra will know those normal songs.
Yep.
But I would also play in a quartet
Okay.
that we did weddings and stuff.
Oh, very cool.
So like Canon in D, or like talk about that traditional wedding.
Yep.
Played that a lot for those weddings, and so it was constantly practicing that song until I was so tired of it. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Did you ever get into shred your bow?
Yeah,
Get mad
of
and you
course.
just get in there and you
yeah,
just go?
and I definitely would say that I use it as an excuse, like not an excuse, an escape, right, from issues and kind of like a almost trauma response where I would just like shut down, go to my room, and like be there for hours. And my parents would come to me at like 9:30 and be like, "Stop playing your violin right now, please, because I can't take it anymore." And I'm just
You obviously
like,
didn't have any dogs that howled at night or anything like
no, they just didn't come in my room.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so sometimes I'll try to like bring out, I still have two of my violins, one that my grandparents gave me when I was in like 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
And then just another one that I got when I was like a little older, just because I had another one. I don't know why I had that. I always wanted an electric violin, never got one.
That'd be sick.
I would always ask for one. So like Lindsay Sterling, I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her at Wells Fargo when I was a bank teller.
No
actually.
kidding.
She came up to me and she was like exchanging her foreign currency, and I was like, why does she look so familiar? And then I pulled up her account, but there's certain colored accounts that you can't like ask
Access
or
thing.
say, or
Oh, gotcha.
like you can't like really say things to them. So I'm like, oh God, that is Lindsay. That is my role model right there. I can't even say anything. Like, are you kidding me? But yeah, super sweet. She grew up here. She went, I think, to Gilbert High School or something.
crazy.
But, yeah.
I probably would have said something.
I know.
Something would have come out of my mouth.
I know, but it was like a small branch. And
Yeah.
it was like your managers were sitting right there. Like they're like on top of you. You can't do anything. I mean, that was.
Do you still play today?
I can play. I don't practice
Okay.
anymore. I wish I did, but it's kind of chaos. 2 businesses, 2 2-year-olds.
Now,
2
do you teach your
dogs.
2-year-olds? Do they have like little mini violins?
They don't yet. They do love music. We got them actually a drum set, like a full drum kit and everything.
No kidding.
Yep. Liz is actually a drummer, and she was the first, she can correct me if I'm wrong, but the first female drummer on the drum line at her high school in Chicago.
No doubt.
Right?
Snare.
But drum line.
But on the snare.
Okay, but on the snare, whatever. Semantics.
Just the snare. I mean,
so they love playing that. They have like a little mini keyboard, like DJ booth thing that our friends got them. They love playing that. So like they're musically inclined.
cool.
So I'm like, okay, as long as we keep fostering that, like
Yeah.
I feel like that's very important to both of us. So yeah.
This episode of Above and Beyond is brought to you by the amazing sponsors who help bring this show to life. A heartfelt thank you to Above Par Network, elevating connections and creating impact. Foundation Insurance Services, protecting what matters most with confidence and care. Maritime Credit Card Processing, empowering businesses through expert consulting and unwavering support. And Rocks and Calligraphy, bringing beauty and personal flair to every handwritten detail. We're proud to partner with these outstanding businesses who share our passion for excellence. For more about our sponsors and exclusive podcast content, visit abovebeyondpodcast.com.
Well, they say kids who grow up around music, being able to read music and things like that, actually develop whatever side of the brain is that is like more important for thought.
I feel like it's good. I feel like it's good for both, right? Like 'cause you have your creative side and then you have your analytical side, and like you really have to be able to like understand the notes, what all the different little dots and oh my god, now I can't think of them word, all the different
Staccatos
things,
and-
like that are on the page, right? But you're also leaning into that creativity side, so it strengthens both.
There you go.
But,
Whatever you're
yeah.
drinking in your canister there, I did not provide, so I don't know what it
Good
is.
H2O.
So you grew up in Chandler. You played in the orchestra.
Yep.
Did you ever play anything other than the violin?
No, I've tried to play piano. I really wanted to play piano, just could never stick with it. I guess long enough.
Does violin translate to like any of the other string?
No,
instruments?
I tried cello out when I was in high school, and I was like, oh man, no. Like the finger placement is so different, and
really?
it's so much because it's so much taller. Like your violin, you're right here. Everything is very like tight together, and then I had to have like my fingers were so like spread apart when I played the cello, and I was like, I do not like this.
That's
So
fine.
yeah, I didn't really sway or try to like go anywhere else. I would say the closest was like the viola, but that's just like a lower violin.
Gotcha.
Oh my God, what's the word?
Deeper.
Like, yeah, like
More of a baritone.
kind of, yeah.
Did I
Octave,
catch in there somewhere that you did a little bit of athletics with
kind of, yeah.
cross country and things like that?
Yeah, I would say I wasn't good at any of it. Not an athletic person. More so did it to get out of the house, to just keep myself busy and occupied, I would say. And because I had like friends that would do it. So I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Let me try and go do this. Right.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't ever like, oh, I'm competing to like go to state or anything. Absolutely not. Tore my hamstring on track. Yeah. I ran. First I was like, oh, maybe I'll do the hurdles. No, wiped out, biffed it like second practice. And I was like, I'm never doing this again. And then they put me on distance and I was like, okay, I can do this, running, a few miles or whatever. No, that was hard. Sprained my ankle right before spring break, rested on spring break, came back, ran against Corona during that trip. Yeah, fell, tore my hamstring pretty much in half. Yeah, it was just not a good time. So that ended my running career.
Sounds so amazing.
Yeah, I'm just not athletic and I've just accepted that.
Yeah. What was Perry High School was so with regards to the development of the city, the town,
Yeah.
Chandler. Perry's kind of on the edge of Chandler.
It's in Gilbert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technically I went to school in Gilbert at a Chandler Unified School District school.
Gotcha.
And so we joke that we live in Chilbert because our house, it's like the back half of the neighborhood is technically Gilbert, but our half is Chandler. So I just say Chilbert. And yeah, because that's pretty much how I grew up, right? Like my mom lived in Chandler, but then she moved to Maricopa.
Okay.
So I still went to school. I still worked in Chandler. My dad still lived in Chandler, but I split 50% of time in Maricopa and then in Chandler. So
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
so I would drive really far every morning. So to get from Maricopa to Perry High
You
School.
were living in Maricopa and going to Perry High School.
Yep.
That was before there was Well, maybe not before there was a lot of traffic, because there's a ton of traffic.
Oh,
That's a pain to get
it was,
in and out of there.
yeah, I mean, if there's a bad accident or like a fatality, they have to close, or if there's construction and they close, there's no way to get out, right?
Crazy.
So it's like you just
Surprised they haven't built like some type of auxiliary road or something to feed that.
I mean, you can go around
widen it
now
out.
back into like through Casa Grande, but a lot of it is like one-way road, right? So like one way each way. So the traffic on there is just horrendous. And that way you can get to the 10. But other than that, it's just like the 347. And
Wow.
yeah, you just have to hit it at the right times.
How old were you? If you don't mind me asking, how old were you when your parents split?
Oh, 7,
Okay, so you were pretty young still.
8, yeah.
Okay. And you lived with your mom after that?
No, I had split custody
Oh, you did?
my
Okay.
entire childhood.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there was like a year or two through all of like the legal battles and stuff where I was mainly with my mom. But then after everything got settled, then we were splitting 50-50. And yeah, my sibling and I would go back and forth. Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you a question because I went through a divorce and my son was actually going into 6th grade. So he was a little bit older than you. My daughter was a sophomore in high school. But
Oh, okay.
with regards to when they were going through that, and obviously being 6 or 7,
Yeah.
younger, do you feel like that? I mean, this is a stupid question, probably. Forgive me. Do you feel like that was a negative impact on your life at that point? Or do you feel like there was positives that came out of it? Both?
Interesting. So without putting my parents too much on blast, the divorce was very ugly and contentious, and I probably saw things that I shouldn't have seen when I was that age, and especially in front of my sibling who's younger than me, so like 5. They don't remember like the majority of it. And so having to like step into that role of like this protector, right, when I'm 7 or 8, and also like what's happening, why are we going to this hotel in the middle of the night so my dad doesn't take me, etc., right?
Gotcha.
So I think that it probably definitely had a negative impact. But after my parents got their shit together, I would say, looking back, I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad that they didn't carry that out and didn't stay together, because it definitely wasn't healthy, and it wouldn't have been like good for us to even grow up and become more cognizant of the issues they were having in the first place.
Yeah.
And so while that little piece of time was like really terrible and really traumatic, it was almost like, looking back, I'm like, okay, yeah, like I completely understand why you guys,
Gotcha.
That happened. And, I have really good relationship with both of them now. And I wouldn't say I never had like bad relationships. I feel like every parent and child goes through like ups and downs, and
Yep.
right. And so it's like, if I'm not living with them, it's great. But when I'm living with them, I'm like, leave me alone. And, that's just, wanting your independence and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I would say definitely both negative and positive.
When you look back on your childhood, on that time in your life, is there something, and we can go up into high school, not just, blocking it there, but is there anything that you feel shaped your internal drive or your internal self-motivation to say, whether I can do better, because you could have become a victim to that circumstance.
And I think for a very long time, I was a very angry child. I was a very, even young adult, I would say, even in like my early 20s, like people would give me gifts as like, the aromatherapy for your stress, and like, like here's like a little back massager so you can like chill out, or, things like that. And, my siblings, my sisters, my brother, and I would always just be like, whatever, like, I don't need to chill. Like, you need to just, right. And I have pretty severe ADHD. I was actually recently diagnosed with OCD and also like depression, anxiety, I just have it all. It's great. So great.
I think it all kind of goes together though. I mean, all those fit in the same similar bucket, so to speak. ADHD, the OCD, the depression, the anxiety.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say like
I
don't have necessarily like, I'm not depressed, but the symptoms of my other diagnoses lead me to be depressed, right?
Yep, totally get it.
And so it's like, I'm not just depressed because I'm sad. I'm typically not sad. It's just hard for me to like find the motivation to do things, which is why I think it's so weird, like looking back at how I was when I was a young adult, or like, you know, first entering corporate and being like, wow, I get up every day and like, you know, I mean, I answer to my clients, right? Obviously, but like, I don't have a boss being like, where's this? Where's that? What'd you do? Why didn't you do this? Like, that was really, really hard for me when we first opened our business and decided to be entrepreneurs. Like, I knew about digital marketing. I knew I was an expert. I felt confident in that. But as far as like holding myself accountable and pushing on when I felt like, oh my God, like the world is falling, nothing's going right, you know, it's hard for me to pull myself out of that. So I'm very thankful, like my business partner and wife, Liz, is like always able to like bring me back around.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I would say like I was very angry because I couldn't express, like, I felt like everyone just kind of moved on from everything that happened when I was young. And I have siblings that I no longer talk to because going through like having to deal with people who are narcissists is like traumatizing, right? And having people almost stand up for them or try to be like, well, you just need to be the bigger person. What? Okay. And so finally I, after I set my boundaries and really started to like stand up for myself and push back on my, you know, authority figures like my parents and those people that were, you know, inflicting the abuse, not my parents, my siblings, like it was like freeing. And since then I've felt so much better, so much like more confident. I'm like, okay, no, if I tell you no, if I set my boundary, like that's it.
Yeah.
Stop pushing me, stop talking about it, like moving on. Right. And if you don't accept that boundary, like we'll have an issue. And that's something that I've always struggled with, especially towards my mom.
Gotcha.
And there was a lot of boundary setting when I had my twins with her. A lot of, I would say, you know, back and forth hardships, you know, tears, going to therapy, trying to figure it out. And like now we're on a really good path. And like we've been good for so long because I've been able to have those hard conversations, because we've addressed like, no, you just acted like it was no big deal, or like you've never really like apologized, or you've never realized that like what we went through and what we had to like quote unquote put up with for so long was like complete BS.
Yeah.
And so you always ask me like, why are you so angry? Why are you such a mad person? Like, why are you so short with me? I'm like, oh ma'am, for reasons that we will not get on the podcast here, but just finding like my voice, and being able to like not be afraid to like, you know, tell them or say, no, if you want to move on, like we need to go to therapy. End of story.
Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah, I definitely don't even know what the question was anymore.
It's okay.
But, you know, it's...
that's the beauty of what we do.
That's me. Yeah,
talk.
that's...
Going back, because you picked up the violin fairly young, and obviously you did that for quite a while.
Yeah.
And you were quasi good at it if you were first chair. So was there somebody that you can think of in your life that believed in you or pushed you before you really believed that you had talent? Not necessarily about violin. It could be that, but it could be something else too, that was really like, you know, look, quit being an angry child. You've got more than you're allowing yourself to be.
My grandparents.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say like my grandma and grandpa who lived here, I was very close with them. My grandma, I'm still very close. My grandpa passed away a few years ago, but they're old. Like they were always like, I could come to them, especially like during the divorce a lot. Like we would always go over there every weekend, you know, and I was like, oh, there's a school right here. Like we could just move in with you and we could be here. And they were like, honey, like if we could, we would in a heartbeat. You know, they were just always, unless I made them mad, they hold grudges very well. But most of the time.
Must be something about that generation.
They would just, you know, come back around. But yeah, I would say my grandparents definitely were always like just very supportive, and I could go to them with whatever and they would hype me up almost. And yeah, so I would definitely say them.
Very cool. After high school, what happened to Ryelee?
Oh.
Did Ryelee go to college? Did you go to college?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
Oh.
I was very motivated in education, like throughout my entire schooling career.
Okay.
When I had a childhood that was, for lack of better words, strict, my dad was a police officer and then a detective for years. And then my mom was a dispatcher at the police station. So I think that made them very fearful for everything that could potentially happen to me and all the different scenarios they came across, right? And so also I have my 2 older stepsisters. They got into a lot of trouble when they were in high school, and like bad, right? And so with me, they just like cracked the whip, and I wasn't allowed to see like movies that my friends were going to see. I couldn't go out on the weekends. If I had gone out one night during the week, then I couldn't go out anymore. Or right. And so it was just very strict. And so when I graduated high school, I got that freedom. And I was like, bye. Like, I don't care about chemistry. I don't care about this. Like, I'm going to go party and boys and right. And so I did a complete 180. I went to school for a year, dropped out of everything, spent a lot of money on nothing, and then came back home. And when I came home, I was pretty much doing the same thing, like just trying to find a job that I could make some money. I became a teller at Wells Fargo, but then met people, weren't so good for me, got into a lot of drinking, partying, drugs. So, you know, my childhood trauma definitely played into that, and being unmedicated for all of my like anxiety, ADHD, right, became like a very addictive personality. And so I definitely went through it then, but came out on the other side somehow. And during that time, I was still like trying to enter corporate and figuring out what I wanted to do, almost joined the military. What? Thank God I did not do that. But yeah, I was like in talks with the recruiter and everything.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I don't have a college degree. Never went back. I just was like, you know what? I'm going to do something. And I don't know what it is, but I'm going to get, to it and hopefully just be able to be independent. Because I didn't want, it was obviously a disappointment to my parents that I didn't go to school, right? Didn't go to college. And it was always like, when are you going to go? What are you going to do? What is this? And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I want to be a journalist. A journalist? I'm like, okay, well, what if I become like a veterinarian tech? They make no money. Okay, well, then, I'm assuming am I just going to waste my time if I go to college and because it's what you want me to do?
Yeah.
When then you're just like going to turn around and be like, it's not good enough. So yeah, I just kept on keeping on. And Wells Fargo, I worked there when it was like the very toxic sales, like they were doing all of those really bad things, opening accounts that weren't right. Yeah. And I left there because it was so stressful. Like I was sleepwalking, so stressful.
No kidding.
Yeah. And I quit, no job lined up, never did that before. Yeah. So it was kind of chaotic after high school and I got that freedom, but also I had a lot of experiences that I would have never had otherwise if I had gone to school and been like super focused, which I wanted to go to school for pharmacy and I ended up in digital marketing. So
there you go.
A little bit of a difference.
Yeah, there you go. Do you feel like, and not to get all psychobabble on you, but do you feel like some of that period of time after high school, because I have kind of a similar background with regards to, I always say my dad's old school, strict.
Yeah.
He was a teacher. He was hard-handed, and so I grew up under the rule of Greg.
Yep.
And after I got out of high school, I went to college and kind of found out what tequila was very quickly. But so do you feel like in there, though, obviously the divorce, moving forward, some of the stuff you experienced in high school and then after high school was searching for acceptance of some sort? Definitely.
I think I was trying to find who I belonged with. And I think in high school, I also had that where I didn't necessarily I had really good friends, but they were all in different groups. So I didn't have like one group that we were always like, that was it. Right.
Gotcha.
And so I was always kind of just like floating, like whoever I wanted to hang out with. And I think that led me to be like, okay, well, maybe I'm good friends with these people who go clubbing. So then I was in Scottsdale every night spending asinine amount of money. And then I was like, oh, well, nah, that's boring now. So maybe I'm with these ravers over here who are, doing
Crazy stuff.
Crazy things that I had no business doing, but I was like, okay, well, maybe that's not it anymore. And then, just trying to kind of go through the cycles of young adult life and like finding yourself, and yeah, just weird. But yeah, definitely trying to find like acceptance and like that sense of belonging, like my group of people. And I just never had
really landed on it.
Yeah, I feel like that is, I mean, I have my group of people now, and I have a lot of kind of like the same thing where we have a lot of like groups of friends, but they're not all friends.
Gotcha.
So I mean, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that I've accepted that, and I used to think that it was like, oh, well, I need everyone to be over for game night or whatever, but I'm like, well, do I want that all the time?
Yeah. Well, and there's some people you can deal with for a certain amount of time, and other people you can deal with for a longer certain amount of time.
I wear my heart on my sleeve, and a lot of people don't like that. So.
Well, be honest, that's good.
Yeah.
You left Wells Fargo, became independently wealthy at an early age, quit without a job.
Yeah.
Was there something in there? What happened after that? Did you go to work corporate? I mean, where did you go?
So I just started applying online, and I got an interview for a call center in Tempe, and I walked in, and I knew they were a call center, so I knew they were contracted with a bunch of different companies. But the recruiter was like, oh, okay, cool. So you're going to be interviewing with our manager for the Google department. And I was like, for what? Google? What? Okay. So I was very nervous, so nervous. And I somehow landed, knew nothing about marketing, nothing. I didn't even know that they were going to be asking me these kind of questions in this interview. I thought it was just going to be like, can you type? Can you answer a phone? Right?
Yeah.
And got the job. And I was like very motivated, very driven to just excel. I'm competitive. And so, trying to just absorb everything. And I was like, what kind of opportunity? I would never get this opportunity again, right? It's just kind of coincident, like a chance, like freak chance that I was able to get in with them. And then I was with that company for, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
Started just as customer service in Google Business. It was Google Maps, still is technically Google Maps, but Google Business profiles that everybody hates. If you're a business owner, you probably hate them. So
because they shut you off for no reason at all.
No, literally, they're like, well, you need to be verified. And
Yeah,
it's like video, that 15-minute video that you sent us was not long enough.
Somebody else has the same suite number as you from 7 years ago. So you're not real.
Yep. Yeah. So I was getting the brunt end of angry business owners, and I was just like, sorry, there's nothing I can do. Sorry, there's nothing. But they ended up offshoring that department, of course. And so when they told us, they were pretty much laying off like 200 people, and I was like, oh my God. But they were allowing us to interview at other contracts that they had. So I was interviewing at a bunch of different ones just so I could continue to have a job. And they had another department within Google that was like Google Ads. And now that's like my bread and butter of what I do with laser marketing.
Nice.
And so learned everything from the ground up there. Became an account manager. Then I was somebody who was just building the campaigns. And then I went back to account management, went into training. So I was training the people for sales, for like the account managers to manage everything, and then on the agency side too. And I was just like, I think it's time to like broaden past Google because, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, like there's so much to do. And so that's when I decided to go to an agency. And yeah, I went to one agency, but it was super far. And I was like, I cannot take this traffic. I'm not driving to downtown Phoenix every day. It's not happening anymore. And so, yeah, that's where I met my wife and business partner, Liz, at Primavera Online High School. So we started, I started there, then account manager. And
you were going to high school when you met her? I'm just kidding. That was a bad joke. That was bad.
She's a few years older than me. And so we met there, and then everything, the world shut down during COVID. And we were like, we're bored. What do we do? I was like, we can make so much more money doing this ourselves. And we have the time because we're not able to do anything or go anywhere. And so, we just sat down, made a website, started laser marketing. And
that's awesome.
That was July 2020, I would say. So our little COVID baby survived so far.
There you go. I was going to ask, my next question was going to be what finally pushed you over the edge? And it sounds like COVID was what pushed you over the edge.
I would say like it was definitely terrifying because we we wanted to do it as kind of like a side gig and keep our job, right? Because, you know, that cushion and it's so, I mean, you know, it's like so scary to go out on your own. And I was in a previous relationship with somebody, and Liz and I were not together yet when we started this business. And they, well, you're going to keep your job. But then our job found out somehow, probably a narc, that we had this business, and they ended up firing us for, I don't know, not believing that we could do both at once. And I was like, oh, okay. And Liz called out, well, then why have I been freelancing for you, our boss? Why have I been doing work on the side that isn't relevant to this work? And now you're questioning me if I have the capacity to do this other one? And he did not like that. Called him out during an HR meeting. So yeah, we got fired. And that forced us to just go with it. And
put the blinders on and run.
No, literally, it was just like, all right, we're in fight or flight. Like, we got to just do it.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so just put our heads down and really tried to figure it out. I would say, like, I'm not good with self-discipline and self-motivation a lot. So Liz really held the fort down there for a little bit. Because I was like, I know I need to do the work, but like, I don't want to.
It's so funny. It's crazy because I think about people, and I'm going to say like you, that don't have the self-motivation. And like for me, it's like, I don't even know if I have the self-motivation more than I just have the sense of responsibility that it's like, okay, this has to be done. I need to do this. If nobody else does it, it's not getting done. So I just need to do it right now. And I'm a terrible procrastinator, horrible procrastinator. But, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. For me, nobody's there to wake you up in the morning. Nobody's there to tell you got to get to work. Nobody's there to tell you how long to work, where to be, when to be, what to wear, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And I would say it's weird because I would say for like our second year and our third year, we're like, man, do we go back to corporate? Because Liz always was like, I don't think your heart's in it. I don't know if this is what you want to do. I don't know if this is what you love. And I'm like, yeah, but like, what else? Like, I don't want to start over, right? And I don't want to go back to corporate. Like, I did not have a good experience. While I learned so much, like, definitely, like you said, learned what not to do. But I was just kind of like floating. That's the only way I could describe it. It's just like floating and just being like, well, just try to get another client or like keep this client that we have. And it wasn't until after our twins were born that like that lit my fire. And I was like, oh, okay, like we're in the office every day, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., like getting clients, talking to people, networking. That was never what I was like before them.
Yeah.
Before I was like, and I think it was a lot to do with corporate burnout. And just, I was like, okay, well now I can take a breath and I can, I'm focused on myself maybe too much. I'm like, well, my bed is over there. So I'm just going to go take a nap. But yeah, now that I have, our little bundles of joy, they really, I have to be self-disciplined. I have to be responsible, make sure that we get paid, make sure that we get, food on the table. And yeah, but I definitely didn't always have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there something that you had to unlearn in order to be able to move forward?
Oh, what a great question. I had to unlearn finding approval because even now, if I ask for a critique, I will take it personally. Liz knows this. I'll be like, oh, look, I did this web page and I thought it was so good. And she'll be like, what? You said you're done with that? And I'm like, say something nice first, please. Do you like the colors? She's like, eh. I'm like, oh my God. So,
they clash.
No, and I'm not a designer. That is definitely her expertise. But I think, trying to find and always get that approval was very hard. I think that's why I was determined to excel in a toxic workplace because I was like, well, someone needs to tell me that I'm doing a good job. Like someone needs to, notice that I'm, the top rep on the floor, or I'm first chair in orchestra, or I'm, I need to I couldn't, if I didn't do those things, I wasn't good enough. So I had to do that. When now I realize no, I can be good enough. I don't have to have somebody be like, here's a gold star for being hitting 140% to goal, right? Here's, Ryeelee's getting this certificate because she's worked her butt off and had sleepless nights because we pushed her to make 160 calls a day, like whatever.
Yeah.
And that's also been freeing. I say, like, I still do struggle with it sometimes, like when I tell Liz to be nice to me. But it definitely is not as controlling as it used to be
Gotcha.
for me.
So what you need is for Liz to show up with a little trophy every now and then and say, you're amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God, you look so pretty today. Oh, here's
So Liz,
this,
if you're
like,
listening right now.
tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah. You're so pretty.
Yeah. Not in a condescending way.
Oh, sorry.
People always say that.
You're special.
You're so lucky that you're so pretty. Wow. At least you're pretty. I'm like,
You have such a great
oh
personality.
my God, that's so nice. Thanks. Those backhanded compliments.
Yeah. Let's talk about mistakes. Did you ever make a mistake that now you look back on and you're kind of glad you made it?
I don't make mistakes.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
You're so pretty.
Oh, goodness. Yes. I am glad that I'm simultaneously happy and not happy that I ended up getting married to someone I should not have.
Okay.
And trying to fit what society tells us we need to be happy. I needed to buy the house because then he would be committed. I needed to, make sure that everything was decorated right because then I would have none of it was like real, but I was in the relationship for so long. It was like, well, I have to. People are expecting me to say yes if he proposes or, have this big wedding or do all these things and everything will be fine once we get married. It'll change. He'll be happy. I'll be happy. We'll have kids. It'll be great, right? No, not accurate. And that really, I'm glad that I made that mistake because if I hadn't, I wouldn't know what I really wanted and who I really was. And it almost helped me become someone who could set those boundaries.
Gotcha.
Where before I could not.
Yeah.
Right? I was just like, oh, I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm just going to have, if I'm upset about something, I'll just vent about it and then be fine. And that is not healthy. That is not normal. Yeah. So we were only married for 11 months. And then I was like, yeah, we're getting divorced. He was like, what? I just went to a farmer's market with you yesterday. I was like, oh my God, groundbreaking. Cool. Well, now we're not going to go to a farmer's market. That's the biggest life lesson, I guess. Yeah. Other mistakes? Partying.
None.
None that match that. I would say partying definitely, there's things I wouldn't want my kids doing, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's probably pretty tough to top getting married to somebody you shouldn't have gotten married to.
Yeah. I'm glad
but then being happy about it. I mean, not happy, but glad about it.
I'm glad that I was able to recognize so quickly that if you get divorced, it's not the end of the world. And you can restart. You are capable of so much. And if I didn't have such a big support person sitting over here, I wouldn't have been able to make that decision. But because I was like, okay, I'm 28, which is at the same time young and then also not young when you're wanting to have kids and you're wanting to start a family and you've been with someone for 6 years, right? And you're like, well, this is the person that I thought. This is what I thought I wanted. What do you mean? And you have to come to that reality. Very difficult, especially when you're 28, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to be divorced. I'm going to be 28. What do I do now? Do I need to freeze my eggs? Am I going to find someone? And so, yeah, definitely a lot of growth and realization and processing things that I never had before, but being able to get out of that quickly with no strings attached essentially was nice.
I think a lot of people don't do that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they stay in that situation, toxic,
100%,
for way too long
yeah.
forever.
Yeah. People just kind of, they're like, oh no, this is just how everyone feels. This is normal, or what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Start over? I'm X age, right? And you're like, no, you can always do that. And while it is scary and uncertain and probably makes you sick to your stomach, you always have that choice to become someone you want to be. And yeah, I watch people for far too long be in relationships that they should not be in, myself included. But yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
How do you motivate yourself?
Coffee.
Amen,
I'm
sister.
like, well, if I leave the house at a certain time, I know I'll be able to get coffee. So I need to be up by 6:15 to take a shower and get ready, and then I'll be able to stop and get my coffee. No, but that does go through my head. But probably just like my kids, I always see cute clothes or things that I want for them, and I want to give them everything, to Liz's dismay, because I'm like, I want all the things. And she's like, do we need more things? And so just making sure that we're like stable, comfortable, they have everything they need. We can put them in the programs that they want to be in. They, and they're 2, so they can't really ask for much right now except like snacks and Binky and water. But
It's coming.
yeah, I know. So, I mean, our daughter already will go find my purse, take my wallet out, take all my cards out, and find my cash.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not kidding. And I'll be like, wait, Harlow, put that down. Like, why are you trying? You're 2. Like, what are you going to go buy? Yeah. So I'm preparing myself. I'm not sure. Not sure if I'm ready.
Sounds like you've got beast in the making.
Yes, she is.
That was a loud noise.
Okay.
What, with regards to being an entrepreneur, starting your own business,
Yep.
what is a struggle that you think most, and when I say most, I mean like commoners out there, people that aren't entrepreneurs, normal people. Well, no, I'm just kidding. What do you think? What do you think is like a misconception or misperception that they would have about what your life is like, on the daily?
That we never have to work, that we're always free, that we're probably just sleeping in the middle of the day. That
You just said you take naps in the middle of the day.
I used to.
Okay.
Now I'm at work 8 to 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm an improved adult woman now. No.
Okay.
But yeah, they always would just be like, well, yeah, it's like we're moving on Wednesday. You can't help us. Like, and I'm like, I have a client meeting. What?
Yeah.
You're your own boss. Just move. I'm like, okay. So we definitely went through that for probably, people still, they don't do it as much. I feel like now that we have our own office and we have like clients and we're like on podcasts and like, right. And they're like, oh, they're actually doing things now. When before it was like, we were just trying to like build our brand or create our website and get our presence out there, which isn't as interesting or fun or noticeable to people that, go to a corporate job. And, there's been many times where I'm like, I don't know, maybe corporate is just better for me because I'm able to check in and check out.
Yep.
And that has been a struggle with me being like, well, do I want to work until 10 p.m. or do I want to just go collect the money and not deal with it?
Right.
I definitely don't want to go and just collect the money and be done with it.
Right. It's such a hard thing though, because I think
is.
about that all the time, and that crosses my head. And the business is successful, which is thankfully good. Whatever that means. But yeah, there's times where it's like it'd be so much easier.
Yeah.
Just to wake up.
Yeah.
Drive to the office, sit in a chair, do whatever it is I got to do.
Yeah.
Go home.
Work
every
for maybe like 2 hours.
Right, exactly.
Of the 8.
Every 2 hours. Every 2 weeks, paycheck's going to show up in your bank,
Yeah, you get healthcare.
Yeah.
Kind of. But like, and being an entrepreneur is like, you have so much sacrifice and I would say more, like downtime than you think you would, where like, you're just like waiting for someone to reach back out to schedule that meeting or right. Especially when you're first starting, you're like, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something right? Like, how do I get the trajectory going?
Yeah.
And I would honestly say like the first 3 years we were like steady, we were good, we could have definitely grown more, but like the last year being at Fuse Flex Space, like it's been like exponential.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
We've had so many good connections, and even if it's just, other entrepreneurs who can relate to us, like meeting you, right? Like you can relate to us, like, and I think that's very important and something that hindered a lot of people from becoming successful during COVID because, a lot of people don't have someone like where I went into business with someone. They'll just go into business with themselves, and then having to fight those demons while also trying to just like move forward is so difficult. I would not have made it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Especially because I didn't have no one in my family is an entrepreneur. I was the first, same with like Liz's family. And so they would be like, well, what do you mean? Like you just sat at home and watched the hockey game, or you went rock climbing in the middle of a day on Tuesday. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what we did. But now they kind of like see all of that work coming to life almost. We're like all of the different client websites we do, or the different brand logos that we do, and the networking. And I don't know, it's just like they've come around to like respect it and realize that, oh, okay, they're kind of serious. Yeah. So
that's cool. And you've had it for almost 5 years now?
We celebrated 5 years in July.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, realistically, everybody says 3 years. I truly think it's like that 5 year, maybe 6 year mark where all of a sudden you feel like,
wow,
hey, it's kind of moving on its own. I mean, you still have to work.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying you step back, but it's like all of a sudden,
the
traction isn't as tough to get.
Yeah. Right. And, you still have to put yourself out there. It's definitely, I would say, I wish that I almost took it as seriously as I do now 2, 3, 4 years ago, because I had so much more freedom then. And now I don't.
Yeah.
And so, it's like I have to pick up the kids, like make sure that, some days I'm like, oh, I just want to go to the park with them. And then I'm like, okay, I have a client meeting, maybe I can't. And so, choosing to be a working mom, like I romanticize being a stay-at-home mom. If you're a stay-at-home mom, props to you.
Yeah.
Because that's what I wanted to be when I was pregnant. And then I had the twins and I was like, oh my God, I want to go back to work right now, please. Like, what do you mean? And I realized I'm just awesome. I'm just a busybody, but like in a different way. Like I have to feel like I'm contributing financially. I like couldn't, just be at home, because that is hard.
Yeah.
I would say like being an entrepreneur can be hard. Being a stay-at-home parent, hard.
Yeah, I props. I mean, I think it'd be very, very, very difficult to be that. Has there been a moment in time, or maybe more, where you were just ready to be done? Not necessarily the business, but just quit life.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, not like suicidal or anything, but like just very, okay, whatever. I mean, today I was getting frustrated and I just like closed my laptop and was like, okay, I think I should just go home. But I would say probably when I was close to the end of working at the call center for Google, like the corporate politics, right? People don't like young assertive people, and especially not young assertive women, and they feel threatened for some reason. And so it took me a long time to become a trainer, and I always wanted that position. And I was even someone like a rep from the floor that would come in and talk about like different topics or how to hit your goals and how to become successful and different things like that. And still, they would choose me to go in and become like this like training speaker, but then would never promote me when I would interview to be a trainer. And I was like, okay, but why? And it was always meant with, well, you're too assertive. You're too aggressive. You are too flirty. And I'm like, what? What do you mean too flirty? Yeah, well, you're like always laughing. And when you talk to the guys, you're just like overly flirty. Oh, okay. So do you want me to be rude? Yeah. Like, I don't, like, you want me to not smile? Like, I'll just be like, yeah. Like, it was so confusing to me. But it like made me push harder. I would say like that was like the biggest, like, trying to prove people wrong that had no business pushing me to do that, or like I had nothing to prove to them. They were no one to me, like, and they were never going to respect me no matter how hard I tried, no matter what I did, how good I performed, right? And if I didn't have like my mentor there, I would have just like crumbled. And I told him that. I was like, because now he's actually one of our clients. But he was like my trainer when I first started at Google, and he helped me get past all those hurdles. And I would go cry to him when people were like very mean to me. And so now he's like one of our clients for laser, which I think is just like full circle. So funny. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I wrote about him in my thing, and I sent that to him, like what I wrote, and he was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. And I was like, no, but seriously,
Yeah.
if I didn't have people like that, yeah, I would have just been like, I'm like, nothing matters. Like,
Yeah.
it was so bad. So yeah, I'm glad that I got out of there when I did, but it definitely was far too long that I put up with like this kind of corporate, like, almost like abuse of power, or just like negativity that was so toxic. But I was like, no, I need to prove to them that I can do it, that I'm the one, that I'm, you know, when it was like not worth my time, you know. In the long run, it paid off, but it made me resilient. It taught me a lot of hard lessons, but like no one should have to deal with, you know, that kind of thing. Like I've had people tell me, can you maybe like dress down a little? Don't dress up as fancy, and don't bring your Coach purse to work because it makes the other people feel bad. And I'm like, what? Wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. And then like not fighting back or not saying anything, just being like, okay. And like running away with my tail tucked, because I'm like, well, who am I? I'm a 20-year-old. Like, I don't know what to say or what to do or how to do anything. And, you know, the like harassment that I would face from like the males on the floor, like that, I look back, I'm like, wow, I could have been rich. I could have like sued some people, but I didn't because I didn't know anything. Right. And I was just like, well, this must just be how everyone gets treated. And this is just normal, like corporate stuff. And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, that was not normal. Yeah. No, like if my daughter ever tells me these stories, like absolutely not.
Act on them.
Yeah. So I think those were definitely like hard times where I was just like, I'm just done. Yeah. Yeah.
What is success? How do you define a success? What does that look like to you?
Oh my gosh, that's hard. I think I go back and forth with myself a lot because I'm like, well, success is like the big house and the nice car, like the car I want, and the nice clothes, like just having things that I want. But then I'm like, sometimes I'll take a step back and be like, wait, like I have flexibility in my life to, if I want to go on a vacation in the middle of the week, like I can do that, right? Like I'm already making more money than younger me ever would have thought. Like we were cleaning out some paperwork and I found a W-2 from that stupid corporate job. And I was like, huh? I was dealing with that for what? Like, okay, that's heartbreaking. But so, yeah, I think I struggle with keeping up with the Joneses almost and being like, well, success is a Louis bag or, you know, the newest pair of boots or whatever. But then I'm like, well, we've renovated our entire house. I have the car that I love. I have a beautiful wife. I have my kids and my dogs, and everyone's healthy and super happy. And I would say I'm pretty successful. Like, and so, yeah, it's still a struggle. I think I still have some of that like white picket fence, like suburban life thing that I was always told is like, that means you're successful. Like you need to have the big house and you need to have like, I think of like the Home Alone house, right? Like those people are successful. But I'm like trying, as I get older, I feel like I'm starting to be like, oh, do I need that $80,000 car? Maybe not.
But and then you could argue, you could say, okay, well, are they successful or have they just maxed credit?
Right. Okay.
Right. So from the outward perspective.
Yes. Yeah. And so we play a game where we're like, do you think they're rich or do you think that they are irresponsible?
Well, you know, and I mean,
So,
not to bash on any particular person, but it's like you see the people who are screaming and yelling about their WIC benefits or whatever they're called taken away, but yet they've got 3-inch nails and the eyelashes and the permed hair, and it's wait a second.
I would say like yes and no. I'll agree and disagree with you.
Well, right, yeah. I mean,
but
you can do it on the cheap and you can do it yourself, right? But it's like that whole thought process where it's like, wait a second.
I think that one thing that I've recently like read that actually made me, because I do agree, I would feel like I used to feel the same, right? And be like, well, like you have the money to do that. Like I had a cousin who had a lot of kids and then would live off welfare, but then would have, you know, an Escalade and have all these things. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. Like what? You don't even have a job and you have 6 kids and you live in a 2-story house. Like I don't get it. But like the problem, like there's so many problems, but like not to get too political, but people, just because people don't make a lot of money, it's actually not the problem. It's not the fault of the person. It's yes, right? Of course, people can always do things to better their lives. But looking back on my life, there were so many times that I could have taken that wrong turn. Like, it was right there, right? And I was like an inch from there, and I was like, no, I need to go right. No, I want to go left. I really do, but I need to go right. And, you know, I heard, like, read something that's like, well, people shouldn't have to give up things that make them happy just because their job doesn't pay them enough, right? And I think that it's a fine line for sure.
Yeah, and
right?
I mean, I would agree with that to an extent.
Yeah. I mean, you have to, like...
But there's a materialistic aspect of it.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's a purely being happy. And I know that there's, you know, there is a push in, we'll say, our society and culture to look and act and be a certain way.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
And so, and probably you could say in every segment of the culture, it's like, okay, if you're, you know, this segment, you should look and feel and act like this. And if you're in this demographic, you should look and feel and act like this. And, you know, whatever.
Oh my God, yeah.
And so...
Especially with social media.
Oh, absolutely.
Terrible,
and so, you know, but it's the ones, you know, like that where it's like, you know, they're living off of, you know, basically our backs of paying our taxes. And yet then it's like, wait a second, you know, and again, it's not my place to tell them they're wrong.
Yeah.
But when you sit back and you go, you're complaining about this thing on one hand, but then doing this, it's like maybe some of the priorities are mixed up a little bit.
Yeah. And like I said, I would I can see.
Not trying to go all political.
No,
and I'm not.
it's
just that whole thing.
I can go political all day.
And I don't remember what it was that you said
Liz
that made
is
me
like,
kind of
oh
go down that
God.
road. Yeah. Shut up now.
Like, just stop.
Just stop. So let's talk about LZR. But you call it laser.
Yeah, laser.
Where did that come from?
I think we couldn't decide on a name, and one night I was like, I don't know, I'm tired of talking about a name, just pick something. And Liz was like, what about laser? But it's like LZR. And I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of like that, laser, like laser focused on mark. Okay. And then it kind of just went from there. And people we're like, well, it's like both of our names combined. And they're like, well, it's more Liz's name than your name. And then her response is, well, there's an L in Ryelee.
This is
so
true.
it's like there's an L, Z, and then an R, whatever. But
and you could just go
it's just Ryelee. Yeah.
Ryelee.
Riles. I don't know.
Ryelee.
We actually do Lizard Riot. It's like our band name that our old coworkers gave us. Yeah, because Lizard and then Riot.
Lizard Riot.
Yeah, so that's our band name.
So tell me what you guys do.
Okay.
For our listeners, in a nutshell.
In a tiny nutshell,
on the spot.
Laser Marketing provides white glove service to any kind of business. We don't niche ourselves down because we did that in our previous agency roles, and we realized that it kind of like hinders our creativity and our interest. So we get burned out faster. And so right now we have they're in the HVAC field, but they're like a software app. We've had financial, we've had plumbers, we're doing some branding and stuff for a hotel that's being renovated in Prescott, right, kind of all over the board. But we provide on the very wide umbrella of marketing, literally anything that you could do. We'll go out on a video shoot, we will take photos, we will create entire websites. I'm doing unfortunately, all of the inventory for one of my clients now. And I am not an inventory specialist. He knows this. It's my mentor, Thomas. Yeah. And that's the only reason I said yes. But so yeah, we do I'm the digital ads, paid ads expert. That was my background. And then I've kind of just developed on that with social content creation, video. Yeah, I'm always learning, trying my best. And then Liz is the website developer, graphic designer, all of that. And we have a few contractors that work for us to do content as well. But yeah, anything marketing related, they're like, we need business cards. We need a 3-minute video that we can play at trade shows. Cool. I need an entire trade show booth designed. We'll do it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And if we can't do it, or it's something that we're not super familiar with, we'll find somebody that is. And,
Gotcha.
We have a lot of connections in the industry. And so we pretty much take something from that idea, like we have a client that'll call us at like 2 p.m. and be like, okay, I have this wild idea. What if we run a campaign that does this, this, and this? Will that work? I don't even know, but maybe. Can you research it? And we'll take that and then see it through to execution and like until we get results, right? And that's what laser marketing does. And then we've kind of spun off into the secondary agency of Early Bird Strategies. So that's newer. And that is more packaged services. So it's, you know, if you need digital ads ran, but like you don't want to do it yourself, or you've done it and you didn't get results and you want to try it out. It's for the smaller, more like local services that don't have a white glove budget. And we've met a ton of entrepreneurs that need that kind of help. But they're like, well, I don't have an agency style budget. I don't want to spend that, or I'm hesitant, right? Like I want to kind of test the waters first. And so that was my specialty when I worked at Google, was kind of like HVAC, plumbers, electricians, right? Running those kind of campaigns. So I'm super familiar with it. And I was like, yeah, let's spin this up and see if we can help more people, because, you know, we've gotten really good results for our clients. And I've always wanted to find a way to like be able to meet people where they're at. So that's why we've created Early Bird Strategies. And it's going well so far.
Where do you go from here? What's the dream?
The dream,
other than being a stay-at-home mom.
Not the dream. The dream
Till what, 14 kids, did you say?
Oh, God. No. I do think I see the little, 3-month-old clothes, and I'm like, oh my God, we could have another. Look at that dress. It's so cute.
You sleepless nights.
Don't. I'm like, we just got them to sleep in the same room, in their own room after, But really the dream would be to still be, even as we grow and we expand, right? Like we really want to find quality people, as hard as that is. Just shocking. It is. Sometimes it's very difficult to find those people, but just expand and try to help as many businesses as possible while being able to scale it. Because right now, with it just being Liz and I as the main people, a lot of our clients are referral based, or people that we meet in person and we just bond with. And then they're like, oh yeah, you can do my marketing, right? But then they don't want to be passed off.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've always prided it, like laser on, is that we're kind of this boutique feel agency. Is like you get that white glove service, but you're dealing with the people that you know.
Yeah.
And trying to bridge that gap so we can grow and get more clients and help more people. I would say finding quality employees or contractors or whatever the case is, in order to do that would be like the dream. Like I want to come in and be able to like lead a team of people to, give people that space that like I was never given, and be able to like encourage them and I guess like coach them up and have them have somebody that like believes in them.
Yeah.
Because that's important to me, because I didn't really have that. And so, I know how easy it can be to be lost out there and, make a misstep and be like, okay, well, what do I do? Where do I go from here? So it's trying to find, diamonds in the rough that are willing to put in the work. It's hard.
Yeah.
And I get that because I was once that, right? But now I'm sparkly diamond. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you're under pressure.
Yeah, definitely cooking over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the dream would just to be, continue to have a successful agency, show our kids that, you can do anything. And, maybe one day have them. I mean, I'm not trying to build laser as like, oh, this is the family legacy, right? But, if they're interested, great. If they want to go to college, great. If whatever they want to do, right? Just put your all in it, focus, and if you want to change, you can.
Yeah.
Like nothing's permanent.
Yeah.
Which has been a very hard lesson for me to learn.
Yeah. Well, that's a tough one, and I've fought with that for 30 years. I've been in insurance for 30 years and so many times I've gone, I'm so done with this. And just get out, try to get out, and it sucks me back in, and whatever. It's like then you finally go, okay, well, I'm just going to stay here.
I feel like it ebbs and flows so hard like that, because we'll be like, oh, we don't want to do social media anymore. We're like, nope, we just don't want to do it. And then all of a sudden, we get 5 people. Hey, can you do my social? And we're like, of course we can.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
We're like, what do you mean?
Yeah. I do that. I find myself doing that where there's certain accounts that I really enjoy working on, and then there's certain accounts that they just generate a little bit of revenue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, somebody asks like, hey, can you think you can do this? And a lot of times those are referrals from other agents that will like beat the crap out of the business, can't figure out how to write it. So then they're like, hey, Jan, can you take care of this? I'm like, yeah, but then it's like the most difficult thing to deal with. And by that time, the person's like, I needed it yesterday. And can you do that? And he's like,
so stressful. And then you're like, okay, I guess I will. Like,
exactly.
I can't let them down.
Exactly. At the end of the day, when everything's said and done, what type of impact do you hope to leave on either those around you or your community?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I think about this too much because it's like a lot of pressure, but those around me, I want to be, oh my God, I don't even know. Not like an inspiration, like, oh, lead after me. But like, I want to, what's the word? Empower them to be who they are, do what they want. Like, whatever makes you happy, just do it, because there were people around me that would encourage me to do that, but a lot of people who would just be like, that's not normal. Why are you so weird? What are you doing? And it's like, no, just do it. Because once I did that, then if anybody has not read the book Untamed by Glennon Doyle, shameless plug, oh my God, changed my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I finished that book, and that next week I asked for the divorce.
Oh, wow.
Because I was like, wait, it just like reshaped my entire outlook. And I want to have like that impact on other people and being like, you don't have to be stuck in an unhappy life. Like you can make it what you want. And as far as like the community, if I could adopt all the elderly senior dogs and have an old dog sanctuary where I just love them until, their time comes, that would be like my ultimate goal in life.
You better get a big property.
I will. I will.
I hear there's still property on Maricopa somewhere.
Oh my God. Liz already knows that is my end all be all dream. Like, I want to die on like an old dog sanctuary with them. Like, I just want to like make sure that they're happy and warm and not living in a shelter.
There's a guy on, I don't know.
The one that has like 100
socials,
chihuahuas.
And he's got, I don't know.
Many.
He's a social media. He's always walking around with his shirt off. That's all catches me. I'm like, oh, he's kind of hot. I'm just kidding. But he rescues dogs, and he literally has just now bought this new like 200 and some acre piece of property. It's got this huge house and a lake and all this stuff, and he's got tons and tons of dogs, and it's actually pretty impressive. Yeah, and I mean, I'm the same way. Like I don't know that I could handle the amount of poop that you'd have to deal with.
Yeah, that's what Liz is thinking. She's
but
like, no, absolutely not.
But I love dogs. Like I don't like cats. I love dogs.
Yeah, I love all animals. I will if there is a snake in the road.
Oh God,
I will probably move it.
Run it over.
No.
Yeah.
We were at the zoo
twice
the other day, and there was a guy that was like speeding up, and there was a quail trying to run, and I literally screamed. I was like, no. And like, Liz is calm down. I was like, I didn't want to watch that quail get run over.
Funny.
And yeah, like it doesn't matter the animal. I love them all. I would say there's only one cat that I've met that I have not liked, Mr. Kitty. He knows who he is.
I just think cats are like complete bitches. I mean,
they are, but like, I love it.
Can't handle it. I'm like, if I'm gonna feed you and give you a place to poop and pee, you better be nice to me. That's all I gotta say.
They will not be nice to you. They'll be like, wake up.
Can't stand. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with cats and dogs, so I'll have any of them. But like, Liz is like, you're not bringing a cat in this house.
No,
There's actually my parents live in Mexico now, and
where in Mexico?
Bucerias, which is right. I'm probably saying that like a white girl. Is
there's a reason.
For that. True. It's like north of Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
It's like a little. There are a lot of like U.S. and Canada retirees and expats. Is that what they call them? Yeah. And we were visiting one time, and I found this dog that we named Topo for Topo Chico. And he followed me to my parents' apartment, and I fed him, and then he didn't leave. But I reached out to like every rescue there that I could find on Facebook, and I found one. They were like, okay, we'll come check him out, see if he's okay. And he had like severe mange and like alechria, which is like a tick-borne illness that's very prevalent down there, very treatable, which is nice. But, you know, I'm like loving on this dog. And then they text and they're like, yeah, so we confirmed that he has mange. And I'm like, oh God, wait, the contagious kind? And they're like, no, it's fine. I was like, thank God. Liz is like, this is why you don't pet random dogs. And I was like, I will pet whatever random dog comes up to me for the rest of my life.
Starts frothing at the
Yeah,
mouth.
like I'm like, yeah, probably get
Wakes
rabies,
up the
it's
next
fine.
morning and her eyes don't open because they're glued
Yeah,
shut.
nope. Worth it. And
But it was such a cute dog.
Yes, I got him rescued. They fixed him up and they actually got him adopted out to someone to Seattle. And so I got like all those updates. And
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And now my dad is the volunteer coordinator for that rescue in Mexico.
No doubt.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's like I'm making my impact, you know.
That's awesome.
Every year for Christmas, I like send them money and make sure that like I donate to like their stuff because they have 140. I think they have like 146 dogs in their care.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a lot of dogs, but they'll take ones that have like cancer and get them treated.
Wow.
Or, you know, and they're just trying to get them off the streets. And, you know, people just don't treat animals with the same respect there.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of like horrific cases, but they give those dogs like the best life. So yeah, I just love it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
That's cool.
Maybe not at that level, but like, you know.
Yeah, start with one.
You know, yeah, we had 5 at one time.
You go to Central Phoenix, find a dog, bring it home. Be meaner
I've
in
kidnapped
Central
dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually on accident, we found these dogs running down the canal and we like got them to go to this yard. And I was like, well, it's the middle of summer. It was like August. It was 115, 16 out. I was like, I have to get them in my car. It's so hot out. They're panting because they've been sprinting. Put them in the car, got them like a little bowl of water, took them to our house, put them in the backyard, try to get them scanned for the chips. Like if I see a dog, sorry, if I had dinner plans, like I no longer have dinner plans if I find a dog running on the street.
You sound like Christine. My fiance is the same way.
Oh my God, no, I can't help
It's like,
myself.
what? You saw a dog 2 hours ago? Let's go find it.
Where is it? Tell
Yeah.
me. Cross streets?
You didn't stop?
How fast was it going? 5 miles per hour?
Exactly.
10? Like, okay, I need to figure out its
Right.
trajectory. North, south, east, west. And we scanned it. We found the number. They said, oh yeah, here's our address. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll bring the dogs to you. Put the address in. I took them from their front yard.
Oh my God.
Yep, they were home. And I took them. That is accurate. And now
is
I'm just like, oh.
So funny.
And those people had a Ring camera. So
Yeah, it's
they
like, we got
saw
you on our
me-
Ring
they
doorbell,
saw me
stealing our
steal
dogs.
their dogs.
And by the way,
Womp.
don't come to my house. My dogs like to sit out in the front yard every now and then.
I will.
They just.
What kind of dogs? Because
I've got 2 golden. We have an English cream retriever and a golden retriever.
beautiful.
Yeah, and
Are they like ditzy?
the golden is the English cream. So it's funny because the golden is like happy-go-lucky. When you pet her, she gets this look on her face like she's in absolute heaven and like this smile like, yeah, just pet me. I'll lay here forever. The English cream is more of a, I'm going to sit here and let you pet me, but you better do it right.
Oh my
and
God.
she just sits there with the look on her face like she's really annoyed,
Okay.
but she doesn't want you to stop petting her.
We have a border collie. She does the same thing. She like gets uncomfortable. Like she'll come
Yeah.
up on the bed and lay down and we'll be like, oh, Delta, like you're cuddling with us. And she'll be like, no, and like leave.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, so sorry. Like she does not want her space invaded. It's so funny.
When Maisie, who's the English cream, she'll lay on the couch between us and like you pet her. And then if you stop, she like punches you
Oh,
and grunts. And you're like, okay, I'll pet.
I was like, okay.
And you've had, and then it's like, she's like, moves your arm like you're in the wrong spot. So yeah,
Oh my God, I love
she's-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But-
have a Chiweenie
Oh my God.
brat.
I like bigger dogs. If I could have a Newfoundland, that is the
Ooh,
ultimate
dream
dog.
dog, yeah.
Like I would love to have a Newfoundland. But I feel bad about having them here in
Oh.
Arizona. And then also you just don't have land.
The land.
Like
yeah.
if I had a big piece of land up in the mountains someplace, I'd have a Newfoundland in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
They're the
Massive,
most awesome
those dogs.
Yeah.
I would say like we had a Chihuahua. She was like 16, blind, deaf, had 2 teeth literally. She was my little angel baby. I love her so much. Yeah, we had to put her down, but she was like my first dog as an adult by myself. And then I was like, oh, she's so easy. Wow. Which is what people with one child think, oh my God, this kid was so easy. And they have a second one and it's the devil.
The devil child.
Devil.
Yes.
That was Carmen. Carmen was my second child, and I thought she was going to be cool as a cucumber. She's not. Yeah. She's a little whiny baby.
They all have their own personalities, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not like little dogs. My ex and I had 3 dachshunds. And
They're just stubborn.
They are stubborn as, oh my God, they're stubborn as all get out.
Yeah, that's what the Chiweenie is a dachshund Chihuahua. So you get best of both worlds.
Pissed off little human-made embryos.
Literally.
How can people find Laser?
Laser, we are online, on social media. You can find us by talking to anyone at APN. If you're at Fuse Flex Space, you can find us there. And we're just around. But yeah.
Website.
It's LZR or lasermarketing.com.
LZRmarketing.com.
Yep. Or earlybirdlife.com, depending on what kind of service you want. And I think it's at laser marketing for our social media.
I can never remember mine. People ask me, I'm like, I don't know. I start typing in and it shows up. I don't know.
Yeah. I think.
Don't you hashtag yourself? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You mean the pound sign?
Hashtag laser marketing. Yeah. That's why we'll talk about social.
Yeah. That's why I'm dying on the vine.
No. Yeah. And then, yeah. Ryelee, my name is spelled super weird. Ryelee at lzrmarketing.com.
Ponce.
Ryelee Ponce.
Ponce.
That's my last
Ryelee
name.
Ponce.
Yep.
Ryelee, it's been great having you on. Thank you very much.
Of course. Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yes.
Hopefully it was good for you to be on. I appreciate it. But
Yeah.
I always appreciate people coming on and sharing their story and talking about
themselves.
Yeah.
And dogs.
And dogs. Now, we could probably sit here and talk about dogs for a very long time because
sure.
I love dogs. But yeah, so anyways, well, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
You're welcome.
This is Ryelee Ponce, and I went above and beyond.
Stories we share beyond the fairways, friendships grow in APN's embrace, opportunities flow. No happy talking, just real deals, authentic connections, the kind that heals. From Palm Springs to Pine Top Grace, APN's network spans every place. Above Par Network, we're going above and beyond, reaching new heights. In networking realms, scaling the heights. From mixers to golf, our spirits unite. APN's the beacon, our guiding light. So here's to APN, where dreams align. In every connection, a chance to shine. Above and beyond, we'll always strive. In APN's network, we truly thrive.
Like, share, and subscribe to Above and Beyond, where excellence meets elevation. Elevate your mindset, one episode at a time.